Hi, everyone. My name is Liz McGarry, and today I'm going to begin to walk you through a portion of my sample Google Classroom that I have created for this professional development project. In this project, we were asked to create one unit of study in an online format using as much technology as necessary to enhance our instruction and to engage students in an online setting. So, this is my version of that objective. And I'll be breaking my explanation of my classroom into two or three segments because my unit is a little bit lengthy. But regardless of that, I hope that you will tune in to each of my small little video segments as I explain what I've done in my online lesson and all of the bits and components of the unit. Um, so to start with, I have begun my unit with office hours. So if we click on the top of this here in the Google Classroom, we will see that I have office hours twice a week. And I've sort of set some dates arbitrarily, as you can read up there on the screen. Of course, those days and those times can change based on what's going on during, a time that we are actually online. But these are essential, these office hours, because they are great times for students to ask questions about any of the content, to review content, to provide some direct instruction if necessary. But also, it's really important for me to hold these office hours because I think it's a time for me to check on the students' physical, emotional, and mental well being. If we're not in the classroom, we obviously can't check on those things. So the next best thing are video office hours. So as a result, I do ask them to log on at least one of the two times a week, which I would keep track, probably just on pencil or paper, or find some other way to keep track to make sure that they are logging on at least once a week. Just so I can make sure that they are doing okay mentally, emotionally, and physically. I chose Google Meets as the platform for my office hours, as opposed to Zoom, because I figure, we're in Google Classroom. I might as well use a Google platform to do the office hours as well. I don't think it's necessarily any better than Zoom or any other platform like that. I just figure, we're in a Google platform. I'm going to use a Google product as well. So I like the idea of holding office hours so I can check on students, address any content concerns. They can ask me any questions that they have the content, but I can also check on them, and see how they are doing as well. So that is the opening of my Google Classroom weekly office hours twice a week. And I can, obviously increase that to three times a week if necessary as well. Now, I chose to do my unit on Gandhi because that is my absolute favorite unit of the year. So, to get into some of this here, my first thing within the unit is just a basic intro. And this is just a video that I created to introduce the unit. And I created this using what is known as Screencastify. Screencastify is just a Google extension. It's really, really simple to use. I was able to, just like I'm doing now, embed my, video of myself right here, and also use Google Slides to have a few images of Gandhi here. But basically, this is just a very short 2-minute, 30-second video giving a personal introduction to Gandhi and why I love this unit so much. And it gives a very personal introduction to the unit to kind of get kids a little bit hooked into why this unit will be awesome, and hopefully get them intrigued as to why I love Gandhi so much, and get them interested as well. Then we move into the next part of the unit, which is some review from earlier in the year. Because before we can learn about Gandhi, we have to review some things about imperialism from earlier in the year. So this is where we get into some serious content from earlier in the year. So we do this in three ways. So the first thing that I do is I create another Screencastify, which basically this is direct instruction here. So what I did is I made a Google Slides presentation that reviews British imperialism in India, the things that we learned earlier in the year. And I narrate this PowerPoint and give them that direct instruction and help them review. Then I ask them to watch a review video, which we had watched earlier in the year, to refresh their memory about something called the Sepoy Mutiny, an event related to British imperialism in India. So they watch this. So I have this embedded in Google Classroom. And then lastly, to check for their understanding and their review, I have created a Google form. Now, I love Google Forms. So we pull this up here. This is a short answer Google form. So I give them some very pointed questions. What was the Sepoy Mutiny? Who was involved? Why was there an uprising? So on and so forth. And they provide their answer in paragraph form here, and they submit, and it comes directly to me. Then once it comes to me, I'm able to grade that. I'm able to give it a score out of 10 points, as you can see right here. I'm also able to give some feedback, and then I can send it right back to them, and they can get that direct feedback. Also, another thing I like about Google Forms is I can kind of decorate it a little bit. So I've provided some images that are related to the Sepoy Mutiny up here. So that would be the lesson on a review lesson on British imperialism and the Sepoy Mutiny, which is important to set up and review before we get to Gandhi. Moving to the next lesson. Now, once they have sent over their Google form related to the Sepoy Mutiny and all of that has been turned in, I like to officially review that event because it's very important for the Regents exam. So again, I've created another direct instruction Screencastify Google Slides narrated situation here.
Here's a result from the web.
So using Google Slides, I created this and I narrate this Google Slides presentation and explain the Sepoy Mutiny in its entirety. And then I bring in Gandhi, a new hope after the Sepoy Mutiny failed. And then I bring in Gandhi once again with another Screencastify direct instruction. But this one is super important because this one is the crux of the unit where I introduce some of the very important concepts like nonviolence, as we see here, and civil disobedience. So these concepts, very, very important that I give them direct instruction on through Screencastify, narrating this Google Slides presentation here. So very important information that I am able to give them directly through this Screencastify. And I also introduced them to the movie that we'll be watching. So the Gandhi movie that we will go over in my next presentation that I'll give you, my next little video. But it's a very lengthy movie. It's over 3 hours. But I do tell kids to prepare for that. Now, the movie is lengthy, and so I want to give them a video sheet that will help them through that. And so I asked them to do this. So I created this video sheet, which they can either A, print out if they have printing capability, or if they do not have printing capability, then when the movie starts in the next lesson, they can begin to fill it out using what is known as Kami. And Kami is another Google extension. So you can open up the PDF with Kami, and you can fill it in with this great Google extension once it loads for me here. And I can show you that. It's just being a little bit slow. So once your PDF loads, which, oh, maybe it's not choosing to do so. Oh, maybe it will. But you're given all of these tools on the side that you can use to mark up whatever document is in a PDF form. So I'm going to use text box here. And I can start filling this in. So students, if they don't have a printer, can fill in this. Oops, not cooperating with me at this moment. Can fill in this video sheet, which is very handy. So Kami is definitely an option for students if they don't have a printer available. So I'll go into the movie in my next little video. So thank you for watching.